Welcome to the Game 365 podcast. I have a special guest, the Miss Alleah Taylor, Washington's first Black Playboy Playmate. Introduce yourself. Social media and everything.
Yeah, my name's Alleah Taylor. Instagram is Alleah Taylor, ALLEAHTAYLOR, and the number one. I'm Washington State's first Black Playboy bunny, born and raised. So.
That's big. We'll get into that. That's real big. So, uh, just tell the world, where do you come from? Like, you're born and raised in Seattle, or are you from,
Yeah.
are you from Kent, Linwood, Everett?
No, I'm Swedish, baby.
Talk to me. So how was, growing up in Seattle? How did you, first just, grow and mature into, just the culture?
Yeah, oh man. First started off like near Andover, near Stewart Park.
Yeah.
And kind of grew up in the South, then moved towards like the CD. I did a lot of bouncing around. I didn't really have too much of a stable upbringing, so I grew up like all around Seattle.
Yeah.
I ended up moving towards Renton around like my middle school, high school years.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of been like kind of grew up kind of all over.
Was growing up, did you see like, you decided, from an early age that you found a hobby, a passion, something that inspired you, or was it just like, I'm sticking to my books, I'm going to high school, I'm going to college, and I'm going to go and pursue the American dream?
Yeah, no, okay. So growing up, I was kind of nervous of the whole modeling thing. It's something I always wanted deep down inside, but I was like, I didn't really blossom all that much. And when I was in high school, I was very timid. I was just, I was like, I was not one of those girls. So after high school, I was like, okay, everyone else in my family's in healthcare. I'll just go in healthcare,
Yeah.
And I remember after my externship, I went for like medical assisting. And I was like, so how do you guys change stuff in this office? Like how do we make, improvements to this? I was like, we can change the schedule. We could be more productive. And they're like, you got to go to the manager. And I was like, okay, so I don't become the manager, And they're like, no, we're terrified of the manager. And I was like, huh? I was like, yeah, screw that. I was just like, I'm not, no. There's so many ways to be productive.
You was ready for a leadership position already. You was ready to regulate. What, I don't know if you want to say, but what high school did you go to?
Yeah, no, I went to Renton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Renton.
Yes.
Shout out Renton. Was that experience in Renton? Because I know it's a more diverse high school.
Yes, it was very diverse. I'm very grateful for that, too. Yeah. There's people from all different backgrounds, different religions, and everyone was able to kind of, like, get along.
Coexist and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel that, growing up with, saying the diversity and just Seattle in general, that it gives you a different perspective and look on life?
Definitely. We're a melting pot here.
Yeah.
We're very open, very welcoming, And I'm very grateful for that. Sometimes you do travel and you visit other places that might not be that open, and it just really gives you a gratitude moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is some of the things that just inspired you to, press the play button and be like, after high school, I'm going to, go down this road. I'm going to travel and learn these things and experience these things. Like, because we all find inspiration from the oddest things,
Oh, man. Yeah. I think people don't realize, like, after high school, it was, like, this really weird phase. Like, we lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people were, like, either getting shot, suicide, things like that. And I was like, life is so short.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting my time. I'm like, whatever opportunity comes, if I'm scared, lean into it.
Yeah.
Screw it. Do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fearlessness.
Yeah.
And you have to be fearless in society because now we're so, everything's coming, fastballs, curveballs, it's just like, like you said, unexpected tragedies and deaths and, I might lose my job but have to pick up here and, and just, so after that, where do you feel you start leaning towards for your journey that, became modeling, entertainment, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my goodness. Well, people don't know, like, so my grandma, she was a model back in the day.
Oh, is that right? Shout out grandma.
Like,
Shout out grandma.
I love you. No, she she was a model, she taught us how to walk in hills, and if something actually big, my dad actually did too. My dad was just like, I don't want, like, my daughters wobbling around in heels,
Yeah.
So would make jokes and be like, okay, if this guy Prince can walk in heels, you know, like you better be able to walk in heels, you know what I mean? So it was something we did in the house too. Put books on our head and try to walk down the hallway in heels, you know?
Is that right?
Yeah, like you don't want to be wobbling out, you know? So we just kind of gained that confidence, you know, from family, you know, but when I walked outside, I was like, oh, I'm still timid, you know, I'm still kind of nervous. I haven't grown into my sexuality, you know, been comfortable with myself quite yet. So after that, I went into healthcare, worked my way up from literally the bottom. I was like working at this IME place, this independent medical exam. And I was like literally counting the pages, worked my way up to like a management position. I got comfortable with managing by the time I was like 20. I had 2 practices under my belt. And so I got comfortable with that in my career. And then I was like, okay, let me try modeling. Let me just try it. I went and did like paid for a photo shoot, took my photos to a agency and walked in and got signed.
Wow. So let me stop there. So for the young black women, the minority women, the women that, you know, may find inspiration through your story, how do you even decide to get started? How do you create a portfolio? How do you even reach out? What are some of the pros and cons of just, you know, going out on a limb and saying, you know what, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to fulfill my dreams and become a model, or just because there's women in Nordstrom's catalogs. There's women, you know, that there's so many different aspects now. It's social media now. I'm probably speaking from back then, but you know, now it's like sky's the limit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So is there any inspiration or any tips or that you can give to, you know, people behind you?
Oh my goodness. I would say definitely be diligent. Do your research. Even though we do sometimes say like, you know, we don't want to go to college, we don't want to further education. But you need to be educated in whatever you're doing. So you do need to do the research. You do need to know your references. You do need to learn about contracts and negotiating. You do need to be comfortable with engagement.
Talk to me.
You know, so even though you might not want to go to college, I would definitely suggest maybe furthering your education and maybe shorter courses or things like that, you know? Because you're still going to have to use your mind regardless.
Understand your craft, understand your profession, educate yourself, do research, you know, do due diligence, you know, because you don't want to jump into something that you quite don't understand, because people don't understand that everybody's green to something. And you can be taken advantage of because you didn't know that, oh, I had to do this like this or that like that.
Or you can end up wasting your time, and that's what I don't want people to do. Time, like we just talked about earlier, is expensive, man.
It's definitely expensive.
It's very expensive, you know. So I'd rather people not waste their time, you know, running around. Please do your research, you know. Don't be afraid to reach out to your community, even build maybe a new community. Maybe the people around you don't believe in that dream, don't believe that you can do that. You might need to build a new community. You might need to, you know, reach out and start seeing other people that are doing that, connect with them, you know.
Wow.
So you know, maybe get out your comfort zone for sure.
What is the what do you believe on, you know, networking and, you know, creating resources? Because that's kind of like building a new community, you know, like attracts like, you know, and building a bridge and understanding with people that kind of like, you know, support, you know, what you got going on, or already in the business, the realm, the, you know what I'm saying, the business world. So like, is there anything that you can like tell us or tell, you know what I'm saying, the fans, that how do you go and approach like networking? Because some people, they have communication like oh, I don't know how to, you know, even approach this person, this man, this woman. So I'm uncomfortable in my skin of even delivering myself, and you know, but I might have the look. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you know, you have the pretty package and whatnot, you know, but you don't know how to deliver it.
Exactly. It's perfect. Exactly.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
But delivery is majority of the job. Like, you know, there's people that might not have the pretty package, but they can deliver it, and they're gonna beat you to it.
Talk to me.
They might not be the pretty package, but they know how to, you know, get to it. So.
Facts.
So
and those are key things that people need to understand, because sometimes pretty is what pretty does. And people don't realize that, you know, you gotta
fades. You gotta have a work ethic. You have to be willing to lean into discomfort to build that character and to build those coping mechanisms. You know, everything's gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna be told no more times than yes. You know, but it's about being diligent. You know, and following through of whatever your goal is. You know, So yeah, you gotta be comfortable with that, you know.
What they used to say back in the day, miss one bus, you catch the next one.
No, literally,
You
get
know?
knocked down 9 times, get up 10 kind of
You
thing, you
feel
know.
me? Exactly.
You have to. Yes,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So right there, you kind of got going in, your modeling career or just, learning and grandfather and, I mean, not grandfather, but grandma and dad was kind of, just,
Yeah,
educating you and honing you to get going on
yes.
for the world. And then you said, you know what? I'm finna go out here on my own. I'm finna pursue this. So what did you pursue or what are some of the things that you felt that, you wanted to embrace or be a part of that got you to, where you are today?
Yeah, no, I say working in healthcare, working in project
Hmm.
management and leading practices, leading
Yeah.
teams, that definitely played a big role, with
Wow.
my engagement and being
Yeah.
able to connect with people, really
Mm,
care,
mm,
um,
mm.
really being able to, yeah, no, just really being able to connect with people genuinely.
Yeah.
That and really being able to be a leader
Yeah.
and very mindful. That's definitely was like the key thing. I think
Hmm.
that education and that experience. And
Yeah.
then going into modeling, it was just like, you have to have a good work ethic. You have to be respectful. You have to be professional, and then that will take you.
Mm.
It was like, I would do I would do a photo shoot for a designer. I do a runway for a designer, and then they'll reach out and be like, hey, this other person wants to work with you, or hey, and I'd be invited to
Wow.
this group.
So that opened the door for other opportunities.
Totally, yes. It was just
Wow.
like, I was very grateful. A lot of people were able to like reference
Hmm.
me. And then I remember I modeled for this designer, Donna Matrix.
Oh.
And I think that really, really opened things for me, like opened my mind as well.
Oh,
So
because the experience and just the,
experience
the
was just
behind the scenes,
amazing.
everything was going on.
Yeah, like her designs were amazing. She designs these like amazing couture, like latex outfits.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did photo shoots for her and runway for her. And and then later on, I found out that she designed for Beyonce and like Kylie Jenner.
Wow.
And I think that really did like open a lot of things for
You
me.
you ever heard of the concept 6 degrees of separation?
No, tell me more.
Well, it just boils down to like you said, you dealt with somebody who can get you to anybody in the world. So
Kind of,
just
yeah.
imagine, just say you wanted to deal with Beyonce, and you just dealt with somebody,
Yeah, that's designed
directly.
for her. Yeah,
Exactly. You know
yeah.
what I'm
That
saying?
was the
So it's
most
like
wild thing.
they say that there's 6 people in the world that can get you to anywhere or any person that you want to meet or you want to greet or you want to, just interact with.
Yes, yeah.
And that's kind of the concept, the short, version of 6 degrees of separation.
And that's very true. That's why it's very
Yeah.
important to,
Hmm.
show up and really be present
Yeah.
during these
Yeah.
events and, really put your best foot forward,
Yeah. Yeah. So, being a minority, being a woman of color, and being a black girl that rocks in
Yeah.
this industry, how was that? Because I know that there might be forms of racism, there might be forms of bigotry, there might be people that don't feel you deserve what you got going on. So,
Totally.
how was that? Just experiencing it from your perspective. Was it a lot of women of color? Was it you the only one? Was it one or two? Was it a sisterhood? Like it's only two of us, girl. We got to put this together and work hard and stay focused because these other people, I ain't gonna say men or women, these other people
Yeah.
just don't want to see us win because some people feel that modeling and in fashion and just being designers is a certain world.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes. Yeah. And I think some people can be closed-minded. I'm really grateful though
Yeah.
that it's starting to open up a lot more for not just women of color, but all
Yeah.
different body
Hmm.
sizes, shapes.
Yeah.
Hair colors, hairstyles,
Yeah.
everything.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
But definitely like I have encountered some situations where like there was once where someone had said like backstage like some rude things, or things like that.
Oh,
Sometimes you may get that.
yeah.
But you get that in any
Trying to
workplace.
get up under your skin, you
Of
think?
course, yeah, yeah. So it's like, you get that in any workplace. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to be opening the show, though.
Yeah. Talk to me. Talk to me.
It's like, okay, thanks.
Talk to me. So fast forward, you didn't have, I'm gonna let you, kind of give us the resume, but you don't work with BET and,
Yeah.
and kind of explain all those. And then I'm gonna go off that because you got a real interesting resume and you got some good quality things that were going on, interesting things that you have going on. So, explain those, and then I'm gonna kind of ask you a couple questions about,
Oh my goodness,
some
yeah.
particular things.
Yeah, like how I got into media.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
How'd you get
gosh,
into
yeah.
media?
I started pageantry after modeling. I was still modeling, but then I got into pageants.
Oh, wow.
And I competed for Miss Washington USA twice.
Wow.
And I was Miss King County USA.
Yeah, shout out King County.
Shout out
King County. Yeah. Talk to me. Yeah, congratulations. That's big. That's big.
So it was a really fun experience.
Uh-huh.
But again, like when anywhere that I'm at, I'm going to network.
Yeah.
I'm going to, figure out how can I use this opportunity to move forward.
Yeah, so like you're supposed to.
Yeah,
If you're in your right mind, you're supposed to.
We're not there in a dress for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? Talk to me. You feel me?
But
guarantee.
So we're there. And I'm like, okay, like how can I, network? And I did an interview with this guy, and he was just like, I host interviews and whatnot. And he's like, we travel. And I'm like, all right, cool, let me try it. I've never hosted an interview a day in my life.
Oh.
Never. And I was like, all right, let me just go watch interviews and go train myself. And then I just did it.
You're natural.
Yeah.
So you were put on the spot and just handled it and stayed, confident.
Yeah, it was Alleah Taylor, Channel ATV. Yeah.
Talk to me. Oh, improv. Freestyle.
Yeah. So.
Wow, that's beautiful because a lot of people, they have to recite lines. They have to figure out, let me go back and rehearse. And you're just like, give me the opportunity. I'm going to take advantage of it.
Literally. Yeah.
Wow. No, that's big because, you inspire the women, even men who are afraid to go out on a limb and put themselves in position to where it's like, I'm going to hand you the ball and see what you do with it.
Literally.
You see what I'm saying? Because some people fumble and some people score.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm definitely going to work towards scoring.
Wow. You talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So from there, that opened up the door and springboarded you into different opportunities, bigger opportunities, better opportunities.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I was able to travel. I was able to do interviews for like the BET experience. I was able to do interviews for like the Metropolitan Fashion Week. I was able to do like a lot of big major like music events and whatnot.
Wow.
So it was just very
Check
grateful.
this woman out, Alleah Taylor, man. She got a lot of big things going on, quality things and good things going on.
Yes.
So
I'm very grateful for the opportunities for sure.
how was, because I just need to know because I've been watching BET all my life. How was the BET experience though?
Oh gosh, it was amazing. Like, and I was really taking the whole journalism very seriously too. I was just like, oh, this event. I was like, oh, I'm going there. And I just remember like meeting like Megan Thee Stallion. Like I literally went to a strip club because I heard she's going to a strip club, and I had never been to a strip club before. And I was like, I'm going in here and I'm gonna figure out a way to get in her section. Figure out a way to say hi.
Yeah.
So I make sure like when I do like film her like during her performance, I can get like good content.
Yeah, exactly.
And it worked. Like
it worked?
Yeah, I ended up getting into the section and everything. I was like, good, yes.
That's what's up.
And then I was able to like get the shot like right in front of the stage when she performed at the BET experience.
Wow. Is there a host of individuals that you actually met, or was it kind of passerby, or was it like?
It was crazy. It's like the BET experience is like. A lot of people are there like very open kind of, so like during a lot of those events they are just kind of like, hey, what's up, like, yeah, it's like very open. It's not too closed off, you know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of, that's why they call it experience. It's kind of for everybody.
Everyone that pays to go in, it's in a closed area. Everyone is, it's nice.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. No, because I used to watch it on TV and I never went, but then I realized like, this is something for the people.
Yeah, like offline, I'll show you how to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of, it reminded me of not Essence Fest, but in a sense,
that's the vibe you get.
Yeah,
it's so like community based.
Yeah.
So community based, and they have all these panels and different things you can walk around and. They have celebrities and people from like all different walks of life,
Oh, okay.
there, and it's just really about celebrating, the black experience.
And that's the beautiful thing. So was it a lot of politicking and networking, or was it more like, you're here to do your job, you're here to do your job, stay focused on your job. We don't need you guys fraternizing about other stuff that can happen or may not happen,
Yeah, no, I think that when you go there, you definitely want to have a plan. Like, okay, this is happening. I want to make sure, you want to utilize your time correctly. So I say definitely having a plan. Go in there with a plan.
That's a
but then
thing.
I don't know. I don't really focus on politics. I'm there to do my job. I'm there to network. I'm here to keep
yeah, exactly. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that shit gets so petty to where it's like, it's wearing me down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you guys, that's really petty shit.
I'm the person that's just like, hi guys, all right,
You feel me?
I'm gonna be the good person. I'm gonna get out early before it gets you know. You would never see me around none of that. I'm out of there before you hear the heels clicking, running.
You guarantee it. You know, got to get to the bag. You feel me? You focus on the paper, y'all.
Yes.
So, fast forward a little bit. How did everything come for Playboy? Because you know you have springboarded yourself, and you created an opportunity for you to become the first black woman of Washington State to have the platform, the opportunity in Playboy, which is historic. Yeah. And I want you to explain some of the things that you know you had going on and you have going on. And then also, I'm asking a two-part question. I want you to explain about how Hugh Hefner had a lot of things behind the civil rights movement and the things that we kind of talked about, you know, off camera and stuff. But I want you to kind of explain, just so you just do your thing, baby.
Yeah, no, definitely. When it came to Playboy, I remember last year I had dressed up as Dwayne Stern, and she is the first black model to post solo on Playboy. And so I had dressed up as her for Halloween. Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, you know, she's just someone that I always admired. Her, I admired Pam Grier, I admired a lot of those women at that time.
Pam Grier,
Love them. Those are like my idols, you know. You'll see a lot of them, like, in the way I am, the way, like, love them, you know. So I just wanted to pay homage to her. Even when I competed for my first ever pageant, Miss Washington USA, I wore like a dress that mimicked like the woman that won like the first black pageant, you know?
Wow.
So like
you was doing history.
Yeah, that's
how I
am.
You knew you were strategic about everything you were doing.
Yes, I have the same birthday as Martin Luther King Jr. So I love to give
January,
back.
baby, huh?
Yeah,
me too. I'm a January.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
So I think after that, I had went and like I think they did something, and I had just like sent like an email like, hey, blah blah blah, introduce myself, and I did not think that it was going to be me, like, you know, it was just more so like, hi, how are you, blah blah blah, you know, just admire what you guys do. I did not think that it was going to lead to me actually working with them. It was just me just acknowledging them, like, you know, thank you guys, and they were just like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I was like, okay, and then I started doing my research because I was like, who else here in Washington State? Because I was like, how do I navigate this? You know, I was actually looking for support. So I was like, who else in Washington State, you know, is a Black Playboy bunny? I want to reach out to them, or their family if they're no longer with us.
Where's the fraternity at? Where's every, you know?
And I want to ask them, like, how can I carry on this legacy? Like, that's so big to me, you know?
Yeah. And
I was like the first, and I was like freaking out, like, oh shoot! I was like, no way.
That's so big. I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta highlight that. So, the first Black Playboy bunny playmate. How does that in Washington State? How does that explain itself? We need to know, because we talk, but I want the world to know, the city to know, Seattle to know, Washington State to know. Is that mean that you are the only one from this state that is a woman of color, Black, African American, that's been a Playboy bunny? Or
born and raised, yeah.
Woo, that's
born
powerful.
And raised, yeah.
That's
There's
powerful.
other ones though that I'm so grateful for that actually ended up moving here.
Okay.
But not from here.
Wow.
Not born and raised.
You don't know how powerful that is for our city.
That was really crazy. Yeah.
For our state.
Yeah, no, it was really crazy, especially like everything I was going through, you know, especially like with my case, my trial, to be able to stay diligent and to work to this. Yeah. It's just a huge testament.
So, you know, and you're also an advocate of domestic violence, and I think that there's some things that you probably want to get out and you want to speak on, you want to talk about, and you want to highlight. So I'm going to give you the floor and let you.
Like, I don't want to trigger people too much, you know. I
feel no. But this is a place where you can pop your shit. Yeah. You can do your thing. If it's you feel you want to get off your chest, get it off. Now, if you want to hold something back, then that's on you. But I'm giving you the platform, the opportunity to pop your shit. So do what you do.
Yeah, no, I definitely want people to be mindful of domestic violence and the way that they treat each other, the way that they, you know, they project their feelings. I want everyone to be mindful of that. And then I also want everyone to, you know, have grace for themselves, you know? Yeah. You know, you don't choose those things if you are abused, you know, you don't choose to be hit. That wasn't your decision, that wasn't your action. Yeah. And I want people to be mindful of the resources here. So I post a lot on my Instagram of the different resources.
And give them your Instagram one more time just in case they didn't hear you at the front.
It's Alleah Taylor, ALLEAHTAYLOR, and the number 1.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, please, like, there's so many different resources here.
Yeah.
I say number one, domestic violence hotline, because they're national. So anywhere you are, they'll be able to support you.
Yeah.
And then also there's a lot of programs here on the local level as well, like the YMCA. So please, reach out to me if you have any questions. And then also there's a link in my bio with link to the domestic violence hotline.
So do you feel that just, and not to go too deep into anything, but do you feel that just, man and woman, interpersonal and personal relationship in this day and age, 2023, is just full of aggression, turmoil, or do you feel that it's just based upon the parties that get together and how they choose to communicate, relate, and deal with each other,
Oh, I think it's maybe a combination of both.
Yeah.
I think definitely a combination of both. We have this, I feel like it's a really unrealistic way of treating each other right now, especially with what we see on social media and whatnot and what's popular. I mean, I don't really feel like there could be a genuine relationship or genuine engagement built with the way people are treating each other right now. Like it's kind of hard for people to be so aggressive or so willing to just be like, all right, bye,
Yeah, fast.
And it's like, their community is very important.
Yeah.
And I think that as time goes by, people will really realize it. They'll start to really feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But life is moving so fast for a lot of these young people that they don't feel it quite yet, but they will.
And I got a quick question because, people don't understand that, sometimes relationships are, oil and water.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, a man or a woman is infatuated with a look, a style.
Yes, yeah.
A woman's essence.
The facade.
It's a Lamborghini with no engine.
No, really, yeah.
We look and we're like, oh, wow, she's so, or he's so. And then you realize that, it's hollow.
It's not there. It's really not there.
Yeah,
it's like it's really is like the mirage,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Someone
Smoke
being
and mirrors
in
or something.
Being in the desert, they're vulnerable. It's a drought, and they see that fake pool.
Yeah. It appears to be water.
It appears to be
but
water.
as I get closer and closer,
it's not. It's not
you know what I'm
saying?
saying? I'm still white around the mouth, and I'm still thirsty as a motherfucker.
Literally, I did not get what you did not feed me, okay?
You know what I'm saying? And we're on the Game360 podcast, so I need to ask you from your perspective, what's your definition of game? Because, we want we need the woman's perspective. What is your definition of game? G.A.M.E.
Oh, my goodness. I would say, from my perspective, I would say strong work ethic, leaning into discomfort, because you have to take risk in order for you to, really be able to come up,
Talk to me.
So leaning into discomfort. And then I also would say being able to look at L's as lessons, seeking to understand that.
That's the most important part.
If you do that, then it's just going to pile on. You're going to get overwhelmed, and you're never going to get over that hump. You're never going to really be as successful as you want to be.
Woo. Stay down to come up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are caught up in the social media era to where everybody's flashing all the good things, but they don't tell you about,
those hard days.
The hard days.
Those days that they didn't make, they didn't make what they wanted to make that day. Or they didn't do exactly what they wanted to do because of whatever.
Exactly.
And they got to maneuver,
Talk to me. And those are the things that, the illusion presents, is that every day is Christmas, but really, truthfully, every day is not Christmas. There's some days to
Christmas is one day out of 365 days.
What
do you mean? You're stop acting like.
You feel me?
There is a winter.
Yeah, guarantee. And it does rain in this shit.
It is raining.
You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of these youngsters need to know, because there's a lot of women entering the workforce of, the game, and a lot of young men entering the workforce of the game, and they're impressed, or they're, have a misconception of what it is. So everybody thinks that, because the rappers are making this shit seem like it's what it is, or, people are making this shit seem like what it is, but it's not that. It's something that you have to stay down for, focused, head down, chest out, about your business.
Right. And I don't think that they realize is that rappers are there to tell. They're like hood journalists, you know?
Ooh,
so they're going to tell the stories they want to tell.
Talk to me.
They're not going to...
His story. His story. History's his story.
Yeah, it's very rare someone's going to sit there and tell a story about how they, you know, fucked off all their money or something. Excuse my language. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's really rare someone's going to sit there and rap about, oh, well, you know, I did the wrong things, blah, 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 and I made mistakes, and now I'm asked out. No one's going to make a song about that.
Nah, because you might not like me no more.
Doesn't hold the money, blah, 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 and I got all the cars, and
you feel me?
They can talk about the good
But
times.
if I tell you the car got repoed and I got kicked out the house, you ain't going to like me no more.
Yeah, and I had to hustle for all these months by myself. They don't want to talk about being, you know?
Yeah, so y'all don't let the illusion be the confusion.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
Don't let it be. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're in that world, social media. You know, attention is the new currency.
No, really.
So if I can upkeep, you know, illusion or, you know, have everybody thinking that this is what it is, then they're going to subscribe to that. But then behind the scenes, people are dying or living to maintain that, but they don't know how to upkeep that.
Right. Work ethic.
You know what I'm saying? Work ethic. It all boils down to hustle and work ethic, grit, grind, focus. Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's important because, you know, there's a lot of individuals that's men and women that's young that need to hear your story, that need to hear from a woman's mouth, because some things can always come from a man's mouth, but then you have young women out here like, you know what?
That might not identify with that, or might not identify with you. Or they might be like, yeah, he's saying this, but can I even apply that to me?
No, because
he
doesn't understand, you know, my journey, my struggle, my passion.
The intricacies of womanhood. You know, it's very intricate. It's very can be very delicate. You know.
Yeah. So rewind just for a little bit because I didn't get that answer.
Yeah.
How was Hugh Hefner's? How did he highlight the civil rights, or what kind of? You explain that to me because I don't want to ask the wrong question, but I want to highlight that.
Yes, no, he was not just behind civil rights, you know, even the LGBTQ movement. I mean, this man even made Playboy books that were Braille for the blind. Literally, like
he was on this shit.
Literally, like
shout out Hugh Hefner, rest in peace, man.
Shout out Hugh Hefner.
You know.
Rest in peace.
Shout out, rest in peace, Hugh, man, because motherfuckers is still wearing robes and all type of shit to the store and everything, fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
I got a bunny suit in every color, okay?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, assorted flavors coming soon. You know what I'm saying?
No, but he was an amazing man, you know?
Yeah.
Martin Luther King's last interview, a lot of people don't know, was with Playboy. His last interview ever was with Playboy. And the first black musician ever to be on TV was because like Hugh Hefner was like rallying behind him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you see that documentary that all those women were talking bad on Hugh Hefner? It was like, so I forgot what it was called, but I seen it. It was like a 6-part series, and it was a lot of his old buddies and girlfriends talking. But then it had the women who were, no, hold on, no, we dispelling this shit.
Right, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, because I never got to meet him.
Yeah. So I know.
Yeah. So I don't ever want to say like devalue their experiences or anything like that. You know. Yeah. I just know what my experience has been with Playboy, and it's been so family oriented. I mean, literally knowing that like I'm a domestic violence advocate, you know, and they know that other people that are also playmates, you know, and work for Playboy have gone through domestic violence. We literally scheduled a trip like a few weeks ago to go and serve like at a domestic violence like shelter like for women. So we serve food for them.
Pause. Yeah. We're gonna go into that because we want to talk about that. So let's talk about the Playboy. What do you guys call bunnies, or what do you guys call?
I mean, you can call us playmates. You can call us bunnies.
Okay, playmates, bunnies. What is the fraternity like? What is that like working with women who are the OGs of the organization, of the group? Of the, just everything going on, and then the young women, like, is it a fraternity? Is it like what is it all about?
It is so family oriented.
Yeah,
it is wrapped in so much love and just so much support. There's anything that you like, questions that I have, and things like that. There's 5 people that are ready to answer it for me.
Wow.
And I'm very grateful for it.
Did they give you the history on how? The mansion sold, or is it still there in California, or is it
the mansion was sold, but we do have like all the artifacts. So I got to sit at the table. We have like the original.
They have them at a whole different a location, or is it just like a museum? Do
We
they
have
have
a
a Playboy
headquarters.
museum or some shit?
We have a headquarters.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Now I want to
Yeah.
know because I grew up listening and watching that shit. And Hugh Hefner was a really people don't really understand the thought and the mind behind Hugh Hefner. He was real intelligent.
Very.
He was into
Yes.
politics. He was into social
Yes,
activism. He was into a lot of things. So, it's interesting that, I have somebody from my hometown that's embarked on that journey. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
For
I'm
real.
very grateful. I mean,
Yeah.
they support me in so many ways.
You deserve it, sweetheart.
Yeah,
You
thank
deserve
you.
it. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
So, excuse me. So what, last couple questions, I ain't gonna hold you all night.
No, sir.
What are some of the things that, you feel, you want the world to know about you? Because sometimes, women especially, they don't get their ideas, their concepts, their personalities out here. Like,
Yeah.
being a woman of color, being a black woman, being a black girl that rocks, being an African American woman that comes from Seattle,
Yeah.
and then you might be misunderstood, so.
Totally. Yeah. Especially like my personality. I'm not the kind of person that's like, I am very respectful,
Yeah.
very polite, but I'm not like super like, yeah, let's go hang out.
Yeah,
Let's go. I'm kind of guarded, you know? So I think that sometimes people.
You're not a blonde. No, I'm
Yeah.
fucking-
No, not like that.
No,
No, not
I'm
like that.
fucking
Like,
with you.
I'm very polite. I am very smiley,
No, I'm fucking with you.
Boobs around and everything, so it's like, can't say that. No, I'm just kidding, but I feel like just my personality, I can be very guarded sometimes, and I think that there's sometimes this stereotype of, black women that might be guarded or, might not be super duper duper bubbly and whatnot. There could be stereotypes about them and things like that. And I just want people to know that, just try to seek to understand people, try to be as open as possible, I think that anything I want people to learn from my journey is just how to positively connect and how to learn from what would be a loss.
Yeah.
And take that loss and make it a win.
Yeah.
That's what I really want people to take from me.
And that's a beautiful thing to take away because a lot of people, they don't know how to take those L's like we were saying.
Yeah.
And, kind of, pull lessons from it.
Yeah,
they get depressed, stressed.
Yeah, and that's okay. Feel those feelings. Don't feel like it's negative to feel those feelings.
Yeah.
Just don't wallow and sit in your, excuse my language, sit in your shit for too
Yeah.
long.
No.
You're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to smell it.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
And this is coming from experience. Like, I've been through so much. So don't wallow in it.
So is there any organizations, any people that you work with, any people you want to shout out, that, supported you, guided you, helped you, that's been with you along your journey of, whatever you may feel that is your personal journey of domestic violence, or just people that you work with and that you felt that, this motherfucker had my back and I didn't even ask. They just reached out, or he or she reached out, this organization reached out, and they were there for me without even, because some motherfuckers do it for money, some motherfuckers do it for clout.
Right.
We're in that day and age where you don't even be knowing if
what angle they're coming from.
Yeah, it's like, it's like
you're like, you had this scheme.
It's like World War III. The shit's coming from everywhere.
And what cracks me up is like you had all this time to scheme and whatnot when you could have used all that energy to get closer to your goal.
Talk to me.
Like instead of doing all this scheming,
Facts.
you could have literally been working towards it and did it.
Facts.
Instead of trying to be schemy. But yeah, you run into that. So I don't know. I just think that it's again, just gotta be genuine, man.
Yeah. Gotta be genuine. So. And speaking of being genuine and just being organic and, just, being original, what is your personality like? What are some of the things about you that, is your personal brand that you feel that, people should know and that people should embrace, and the reason why they should follow your journey and what you're doing? Because Alleah Taylor, one, on Instagram is on the rise, seriously. And I feel that, you being a representative for us, for Playboy, and being the first Black Playmate, you deserve to be put on a pedestal of fashion, of, everything you got going on, because a lot of people don't realize that, so many years of Playboy and Playmate history, we never had anybody that we can call our own. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing people don't understand. It's like with rap music. It's like, damn, we know Nas, Jay-Z, and them, but them motherfuckers is from New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I was looking at ZZ and I'm like, she worked for Playboy, and I was like, I thought that she was gonna be, she lived in Washington, but no, she's from New York.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's different things that logistics that come with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we have somebody who's putting the city or the state on their back and saying that, I rep this shit.
Yeah.
When they look at you and when they really know and realize, they're like, she's from there.
Yeah.
You know
Definitely,
what I'm saying?
through and through.
And that's how it goes. Because people get to labeling motherfuckers like, yeah, that's the girl from Seattle or Washington or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, represent us right. Stay focused, stay down, get your money, stay in your bag, and make sure they treat you like you're supposed to be treated.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And get all you need to get up out there.
Man, the hands is out.
You feel me?
See, my purse is open.
You feel me?
I got every app. I was going to say.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So we appreciate you coming by, sweetheart. Definitely a pleasure. Anytime, you want to come back and, let us know and update us on whatever you got going on and if any new ventures, if, you know what I'm saying, if you discover, because you might be the one that opens the door for the next black female playmate that,
I would love that.
Yeah, because, you might start the trend.
I would love that.
We need that back because motherfuckers is thinking just because they twerk in social media and shit that, no, we need somebody that, hold on, stick with what's going on.
Yeah, and I don't shy, I don't want to judge anyone that does make their money from anything like that.
Yeah.
But I always say, you want to have something else professional in the back pocket for you too. Just in case,
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Last question, because I gotta ask.
Yeah,
this.
Please go ahead. Please, I love this.
You do a great interview, a good interview.
Thank you.
You definitely. Can you speak on the women out here that need to stay in their bag, get to their bag? Like, what is the motivation? Like, we need a woman that can just really step up and say, women, ladies, stay in your bag, stay off the fucking, all this old twerk shit, this bullshit, this booty hole brown shit. We want stay in your bag.
If the booty hole brown stuff's making you your money, I guess, I don't know.
But do it the right way. Don't degrade yourself thinking that because this rapper's famous or she's doing whatever. Yeah. Get about your money.
Don't do anything that's detrimental, to your hustle, I would say.
Okay.
Don't do anything that what you're gonna regret. But also, I would say definitely be mindful, because if you're gonna do anything that maybe cheap or devaluing, anything that it's going to be hard for you to work your way up to where you really want to be.
Ooh.
So that's what I will say. Is definitely be mindful of how you use your time and use your talents, and definitely value yourself, because once you devalue yourself, it's going to be hard to work your way up. Because,
and I keep saying this the last question, but fuck that. Is there a difference between talent and just appearing to be somebody that has something going on, or what do you feel in your mind? Because you
can appear to be anything, but it's going to be tested.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like you can come up to me and have all these, all this stuff and whatnot, and I can ask you a question about your business, and I can be like, okay, you know what a P&L is? And they'll be like, what's a P&L? And I'm
profit and loss. Statement.
Yeah.
But I know all that
someone
shit.
who doesn't, or someone that's like,
I know what you're saying.
Oh, I got all these real estate, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay, so, but, tell me more about, the loans people that you go through, like, do they help you?
Exactly.
How many
underwriters, all type of shit.
You can ask them questions.
Yeah, facts.
If they don't have that knowledge, like I said, the education behind them, you're going to fail.
You can deflate that motherfucking balloon fast. Ooh. The Game 365 podcast with Alleah Taylor, 1 follower, Playboy, Washington State, IG, all around the world. Chocolate, Black Girls Rock.
Thank you.
We out.
Thank you.